Good day, everybody. It's November the 24th. Uh, this afternoon, I just stepped out to go see Gladiator 2, and the theater was not too far from me, just walking distance. So, why not? I went for the afternoon, the matinee, and saw the movie, Gladiator 2. I, uh, I still remember Gladiator 1. I think it came out about back in 2012 or 2010, not too sure. But it's been a while, but it's a memorable movie as far as there are a few movies that uh, I personally I like movies like the ancient history, like Ten Commandments, Ben, made in uh, you know grand scale, and so after a long time, about I guess 10 or 14 years ago, when I watched Gladiator 1, I was so impressed because what makes a good story, I mean, that connects with the audience? Well, first of all, it cannot be an everyday story because people want to see something that does not happen in everyday life, but then it's so dramatic. It doesn't become too far-fetched because it stays within the realms of reality, but unusual, out of the ordinary, and uh, and it connects with them in a way, in a realistic way, because it's not something an everyday human uh, goes through. It brings out the human foibles. Uh, what are the human foibles like love, hate, jealousy, friendship, betrayal, uh, deceit, uh, you see, honor, uh, fighting for the right cause. That is, of course, part of honor, and and uh, and being you know in you know in the face of failure and setbacks, just uh, not being even at the time of defeat, just standing up with honor, and all this, courage, valor, all this goes into, these are all uh, human foibles. Without this, life doesn't, even in some measure, small doses, we all have glimpsed or experienced these things happening. We embrace either the good or the bad. There is good and bad in every human being, but the ratio matters because uh, not every human being has the same ratio. All that aside, so Gladiator 1, his totally emotionally gripping, uh, and totally connects with the audience, and it did connect with the audience. So that's why it became a one of the highly acclaimed, the top-notch movies, and uh, I it's one of the memorable movies. Let's briefly touch on Gladiator 1, and then we'll move to what I saw yesterday in comparison to the sequel 1, Gladiator 1, before we go get into sequel 2, right? Gladiator 1, Roman Empire, and we have Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor, the old uh, emperor, and his general, Maximus Decimus Meridius, uh, one of a kind uh, general, strong, code of ethics, honor, and and loyal to the Roman Empire to the very end, will not, and a loving father to a growing boy, uh, and a loving husband, uh, and should we say, law, soldier of the 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 I guess he's a soldier. He's a war-torn soldier uh, who is in a class of his own. By that I mean, uh, could we say, a of soldier of the first order, or should we say, uh, invincible soldier, whatever, right? Uh, Top-notch soldier, commander, uh, so full of character. So all that is him. Maximus Decimus Meridius, the general of the Roman army. And Marcus Aurelius, the old man, the emperor, has a son and a daughter. And the daughter, uh, and the son, I don't remember the actor who plays the character. He has a cracked lip, and you know, the character he portrays is totally disgusting, kind of a creep, uh, psychopathic, not a tough guy, no honor, no code, nothing there. Is put using the vernacular, it's a low life, right? And in every sense of the word, a creep, sexually even aberrated. Uh, and I mean, I don't know why the director shows some disgusting, creepy scenes about him. Uh, he's There's a scene. I, those are the turn-offs, but well, you see, the world is a subjective place. When you do something, like if you're a let's say, if you're attracted now to our own sex, so to speak, homosexual, or like they say, gay. Gay is a term, I think, that became came into vogue in the, I think it was in the 90s, I believe. Gay literally in English means happiness. If are you gay means are you happy. But now if you say gay, it refers to someone who is attracted to his own gender, right? Anyway, that's him. And a lot of the movie, even the sequel to Gladiator 2, is replete with all creepy scenes. And uh, anyway, that was my turn off. But then that's what the director wants to project. Well, he's the making, like he's the maker of the movie. I mean, someone else is financing, but he's making the movie. So, like, if I make a movie, I would project myself, my subjective worldview into the movie, into the characters, into history, the way I interpret. There is nothing objective about our worldview, our understanding, because everything is subjective in this world, because we all process information and interpret. You know, upon interpreting, there comes we come to a conclusion that becomes our facts, and it's a subjective fact, but we'll always say that is objective. There's nothing objective about the world. All that aside, let's go. So it's Maximus uh, Decimus Meridius, the general, uh, loyal to Roman Empire, and Marcus Aurelius, the old emperor. His son is Commodus, more like a Commodore dragon, I don't know. Commodus, uh, and he has a daughter. The daughter is older to the son, Commodus. Don't name escapes. Uh, what happens there? The daughter is at some there is some even in the movies they are showing some slight indication that she's she's attracted to Maximus Decimus Meridius, the general. He's a young general in the movie, and I don't know what the real person character looked like. And a lot of people are coming out and saying the movie has so many historical inaccuracies. But the whole point is we didn't live there. What is recorded as history, we take it as factual. Like Napoleon Bonaparte once said, "What is history? After all, it's an accepted fable." Like what is the history they in America they teach you, or the uh, you know the British countries they teach you. It's all the American British glory. But if you go to the other side, to the other hemisphere, and if you go to Russia, and if you go to the Russian Slavic countries, and in Russia, you have a total different record of history, even as recent as the Second World War. The Allied forces at the time, they had 12 countries. Now today we have, I think, 32 countries. It's like a gang basically. All these countries, if one country is attacked, everybody wants to go. Ukraine is that's the whole idea, desperate to join the NATO, and all that is there. But what it is see, if you study the Russian side of the Second World War, uh, in the Allied forces, they say they won the war, but forget the history, the account of history and the war. Let's take statistics. In the Second World War, the Nazi forces, how many human lives they sacrifice? 7.5 thereabouts, right? Uh, and American, British, Allied forces, how many human lives did they sacrifice to win the war? They say it's about little over 2 million, 2 point whatever, 2.5, 2.7. The Allied forces that won the war just sacrificed 2 point or whatever, 2.2, 2.4 thereabouts million human lives, while Nazi forces, Nazi Germany sacrificed 7.5 million, but the Allied forces won. But the Russians fought from the other side against the Nazis. How many human lives, soldiers and humans, did they lose? It's little over 25 million. Now you decide who really fought this, who really uh, engaged in this war, and who contributed to the victory. But then the history we study in schools, and any British countries, there had been about 85 countries under Britain colonial times, 84, 85. Uh, so all these countries, they teach you the history that we teach. Even in India, it's not the Indian history they are studying; it's the British colonial history they are studying as Indian history. So all that is so history. I don't know about when you study English literature, you study Shakespeare, and that's when you study uh, Mark and Anthony and Cleopatra, and Julius Caesar, and Othello, and Romeo Juliet, and a bit of Hamlet. Those are the plays I've studied, and so and then you get a glimpse of the Roman history through these Shakespearean plays. But people who study Roman history coming out and saying on YouTube, no, there are so many inaccuracies, and yeah, directors do that, not just Hollywood, everywhere. They think they have a liberal, they have the liberty to tweak the history the way they want to portray, and even in this uh, movie uh, Gladiator 2, they say Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius's daughter was killed by the son, uh, what's his name, Commodus, younger to her. But then here they are showing Commodus is dead and gone, uh, but his older sister is still there. So now that in itself, if it's they're pointing out, it's just one of the things they are pointing out. All that aside, for me, I'm not looking for veracity. For me, I want the movie, the not mere entertainment. It's a movie or story or anything. It should emotionally connect with me, and if it does, well, I would say it's a good movie. Yes, what is it? The Gladiator one. It did connect with the audience. Like I said, I would say it's one of the memorable movies. I still remember, like Marcus Maximus Decimus Meridius. uh, the Roman command general, so loyal to the Roman Empire, and the old man Marcus, the Emperor Marcus Aurelius, uh, seeing his son Commodus, who is a creep and who's somewhat a psychopathic fellow, not a top-notch warrior, uh, not a character, a person with character and valor. No, all that is all. It's it's all. You don't find you. He doesn't have those traits, but he's crooked as ever, corrupt as ever, evil as ever, and that's him, right? He wants to become the emperor. So the father realizes he does not have the merits. He wants to pass on the empire to to the uh, the best commander, Maximus Decimus Meridius, who had time and again proved his loyalty and fought so many battles, been in so many wars, brought victory to so many victories to Rome, expansion of Rome. So he is the rightful, though he's not a biological offspring, he wants to pass on uh, the empire to the general. Coming to know about this, the creepy Commodore, the son of the emperor, smothers him, and without any signs, he declares he died in his sleep of natural causes. So he kills his father. Now he tries to convince the general to join his side, but general wouldn't do that. But he suspects that this fellow, the creepy Commodore, really is behind the death of his father. So he doesn't believe that the emperor died of natural causes. So anyway, as the story pans out, as the movie pans out here, it's sequel one, eh? And what happens there? Uh, One thing after the other, the evil Commodore seizes the power. He becomes the Roman emperor and sends his trusted soldiers to go kill Maximus Decimus Meridius. Uh, he's returning from, I guess, if I remember, uh, from the battlefield after victory. And in the meantime, he sends his soldiers to go kill his son, a growing boy, like about 8 to 9 years old, and the mother, Maximus's mother, Maximus's wife, the general's wife. Though wife and children, the wife and son killed, the soldiers set fire to the house and they're burnt and killed. Uh, and the soldiers who were sent to kill Maximus Decimus Meridius, the greatest young general of Roman Empire, uh, they, as they approach to harm him, I mean, he's not an ordinary soldier, they get all slain by him. And knowing what is going on, he rushes home to see his son and wife burnt. And he becomes a broken spirit and broken soul. And he buries his wife. I mean, they are burnt, and buries his wife. Completes the burial, and exhausted, and he's being captured by slave traders, taken to, I guess, Algeria, and the slave trader uh, gets him to fight in the area in the arena, and the best of them are taken to Rome Colosseum. So going through all these traumas in life, the general Maximus Decimus Meridius is selected as the top-notch uh, fighter warrior. So he's being taken. He and the others with him is being taken to taken to the Colosseum, Roman arena, and it's a business. It's like boxing match these days, and the boxers get paid. Of course, they're not slaves; they make money. But the real people behind organizing the match, they make more money than the boxers. This is the ancient uh, version of this, not a quite ancient, medieval, I would say. Uh, so what happens there? He fights, and do rest of it you can go back and watch. Sometimes you even on Netflix or whatever, you can even watch free, I think. There are bits and I saw one website, and they have the whole movie. So please watch it. It's one of the top-notch movies, and I still remember it. It was so riveting. I still remember how the part one was, where he's being brought to as a slave. The general, now he's a slave. He's a gladiator. Slaves fighting in the arena for entertainment, just like a boxing match. And there is no cinema those days. We are talking about the Roman times, and the entire Colosseum, people come sit, and the rich people sit in different areas. The senators and uh, the the family of the emperor, they all sit. They have, you know, uh, special seats, I guess, and so the ordinary folks sit in the Colosseum in different, right around the Colosseum in different areas. And in the Colosseum, the fights take place, and fighting to death. And the one who becomes a winner in every fight, who wins every fight, in the end is promoted, and he's freed from slavery, and he has an but you have to be the top. What happens is, unlike a boxing match, every fight, the one who is defeated is killed. That's what they want to see. And guess what? I still remember uh, the line he speaks. He's wearing a metal mask, the warrior garb. So the his sister, like Commodore's sister, the emperor's daughter, has a son at the time, like 10 years old, probably 10 years old, just about the size of uh, the general's son who was killed by uh, Commodore now, uh, after killing his father, he takes over the throne, and he is the Roman emperor. So they get down to the Colosseum, come down, and they want to congratulate the winner. In this case, Russell Crowe plays the role or the character, mask and everything. Even the face is covered with a kind of a steel mask for protection. So he says, "What is your name?" Oh, the Commodus, the Roman emperor, the creepy character who killed his father. He said, "What is your name?" And he says, "My name is Gladiator." "No, you have your real name." He just looks at him and indifferently walks away from him. He says, "How dare you walk away?" He gets offended. And then he pauses. He says, "Take your mask off, face mask." And he takes off his mask and turns around, and while turning and showing his face, he says, "My name is Maximus Decimus Meridius, commander of the armies of the north, general of the Felix legions, loyal servant to the true Emperor Marcus Aurelius, father of a murdered son, husband of a murdered wife, and I will have my vengeance in this life or next." And when he says those lines, I don't know about the others, you get goosebumps, the real kind of hero, gone through, pushed to the corner, not losing his character, his courage, his valor, and pushed, defeated, and it's a pure personification of valor and heroism. So, and that's what people connect with. But now you got the feel for the part one. We'll come to the movie that I watched today, which is Gladiator 1, Gladiator 2. Whoa. Yeah. Few things. The older sister is there. Uh, she has a son. They are not showing. I mean, in flashback they show she sends the son away from the Roman uh, palace because uh, God knows what happened there. Because Commodores is no more there. There are two creeps there, they say they are twins. They are not identical twins. One doesn't look like the other, but they both are creeps, uh, freaks and creeps. I don't know. I'm not trying to besmirch the actors. I mean, they're playing the role. I mean, it's just it, you know you just don't you cannot watch them, right? They all powdered face and just like real creeps. uh, and there's nothing no nothing you don't see any manliness in them. uh, I don't know. I just no character, no, uh, what you call, when you see a man, just you see the swag, the masculine power, none of those things, and they show some senators, old men. I don't know why the director is fascinated with. I don't know. He's makes it a point to show the sexual aberrants, the homosexuals and the gays and all that, sleazy side of human aberration and sexual aberration. Disgusting. For me. I mean, majority of the people would feel the same. Some people would have more tolerant mind. I'm nothing against them, uh, right? In the olden days, it was all uh, skeletons in the closet. Now, uh, now they're out of the closet. They want, hey, we want, you know, they are flaunting, because of, you know, you want to treat humans like humans, no matter what your uh, sexual preference is, because they're still human beings. But see, what's the definition between normal and abnormal? There is no really uh, a strict definition. What majority follows, uh, what is right and wrong? Do you know what is right and wrong? Can you define right and wrong? No. But what majority accepts as a rule for right, then it becomes right? And it's a very subjective interpretation. Uh, Having said that, I don't want to project uh, you know, my views on it. But in the movie, uh, the director takes a free hand in showcasing this life. Maybe that's what he likes. I don't know. As I understand, he's 84 years old, but whatever it is. Uh, so here, these two sleazy, freaky, creepy characters are the twin emperors, young fellas, and then the old woman, Commodore's sister. They in flashback they show that she has a son. They say sends him away, and he's growing up in the, I guess, in the rustic society uh, as a slave, and learns to fight and becomes a good fighter. And then they're showing uh, naval naval I guess campaign, reminds me of Ben, when Charlton Heston and Ben are rowing the same uh, thing what you see. they are showing the Roman military campaign or naval campaign, all that, and this this sister, Commodore's sister, that's the emperor's daughter, now living, older woman. Turns out this protagonist is her son. She sent him away because with the deceitful conspiracy, full of conspiracy and scheming in the Roman Empire, he's they know he's the heir to the throne, and with all that's going on, they might his life is in danger. That's why he sent his sons off. Now he's grown up. Turns out, who is the father? She's married to another general. He looks like Burt Reynolds. What's his real name? Really, and the stark resembles. I don't know how many people know who Burt Reynolds is. He's in the 70s when I was kind of a late, early teenager. Burt Reynolds was there was an actor called Jim Brown, like a black actor. We like these macho movies those days. So I think he's a football player. Burt Reynolds, like in so many, I guess more than one movie he played with Jim Brown. One of the movies I remember, 100 Rifles. It's a western, Jim Brown and Burt Reynolds. This actor, what's his name? I don't know. I wrote it down somewhere. Uh, I'm not too sure what his name is. He has a Spanish name as far as stark resemblance. I was thinking he he could be the son, Burt Reynolds' son. But don't know what's his name. Remember, he had a Spanish name. So that's that. And Denzel Washington plays a treacherous and manipulative, Machiavellian, villainous character to the very end. Finally, he just takes a sword and goes against the top-notch Gladiator. That's a bit too much. The arena fight with the CG animals that look like all computer graphics, but those animals look like a cross between an ape and a Doberman, and the teeth and everything. It's though it's computer graphic, it looks scary on the because you know those animals don't exist in reality. And what's funny is this fellow. Oh, by the way, the protagonist, I don't know what's his name who plays. Uh, it just turns out he is he's the son of the general Maximus Decimus Meridius, played by Russell Crowe. Right? How did he become the son and wife was killed and burnt, right, by the evil Commodore, the son, the who seizes the empire. So where did this? So he had a kind of an out of wedlock. He had just I guess an experience with this emperor's daughter who was attracted to him, and so in that illicit relationship, uh, we have the current protagonist of the Gladiator 2 was born from that relationship. Uh, about him, a good actor, good looking actor, but see, sometimes 50% of you know, when you play a character, you have to look the character, you have to look the part. If you want to play Hercules, you have to look like Hercules, right? You may be a good actor, but if you don't look like Hercules, and if you want to play a top-notch warrior, when you put on the garb, you have to look like. I mean, looks are 50%. The rest 50% is acting. The point is, he's a good actor. Don't know what his name. I didn't forgot to check his name. Good-looking guy. He has good acting skills. He can emote, bring out the histrionics and everything when he's playing the character. But he looks small for the role. I don't know. We didn't see these people, but when you say the top-notch commander and is a hardcore battle worn, tough character. Would you imagine someone who works in a uh, like say in a corporate environment or something uh, playing the role? No, right? And so this guy might, he could play other roles like other characters, like everyday characters, like he's a corporate executive or whatever. But in my view, I'm not trying to besmirch the actor. His acting skill, good, great. But the looks, good looking guy. But does he look like that imposing, overpowering general's son? Not to me. Uh, and that's about it. And it didn't live up to the expectation. Still, Gladiator 1, all time best. Gladiator 2, I don't know. It didn't connect with me. I'm sure it didn't connect with most of the audience. But what I would say is great. I mean, the fights look real. I mean, you can do wonders with camera and CG and all that. Uh, Real as the sound effect is great. Uh, when the bare fist and kicking and punching, boom, it is like explosions, and so it gives an effect. And the screwed fighting and everything, right? It makes it real. The characters are not the actors who play. They are not imposing or extraordinary. Regardless, it just makes them look the fight scenes look real. Uh, that's on the positive. Negatives, CG work, yes, fighting with animals that doesn't exist in the world, yeah. And one part, the hero is that CG animal, the cross between a ape and a Doberman, has teeth like unbelievable, and he grabs and bites and kills people. And this fellow, the hero, the this the fellow the guy I described as good looking guy, but if he should be better off playing a character working in a corporate environment, corporate executive or whatever. He's just a good looking, he has nice teeth, and with his teeth he bites that animal and kills him. Anyway, that's my review. It's way too long, but even if you're bored, forgive me, but I don't know how to say it concisely. Thank you so much.